So, another one in the OMG, it's core chemistry, and today we are talking about hard water. So, first off, what makes water hard? So, hard water contains dissolved magnesium ions and calcium ions, okay? Magnesium 2+ and calcium 2+, okay? Temporary hardness can be removed by boiling the water. Temporary hardness is caused by dissolved calcium hydrogen carbonate, okay? Calcium hydrogen carbonate breaks down to form calcium carbonate, limescale, water and carbon dioxide, okay? Permanent hardness is caused by dissolved calcium sulfate, okay? So it depends on the end bit as to whether it's permanent or temporary hard water, okay? Advantages of living in a hard water area. Calcium can strengthen your teeth, so there's lots of access to calcium. It's known to reduce heart attacks, and some people believe it's got a better flavour. Disadvantages include difficult to form a lava, so you often have to use more soap, shampoo. Pipes fur up and there's a build-up of limescale, which can lead to large costs in terms of plumbers. There's often a cost living in a hard water area. Often have to buy new kettles or descale them. Okay. So how do we measure or work out whether our water is hard or not? Soft water lathers well when mixed with soap, and hard water does not. So it's a nice simple experiment. Both hard water and soft water lather well with soapless detergents, so washing up liquid. How do you investigate hardness? Again, another kind of specified prep that you need to know. Put a known volume of water into a boiling tube. So you could say all of them are going to be 50 centimetres cubed. You can measure it out with a measuring cylinder to ensure it's controlled. Add soap solution 1 drop at a time and shake the mixture for 10 seconds. So add 1 drop of soap solution. Normally put a bung on the top of the boiling tube and you shake it for 10 seconds. Okay, that ensures consistency, making it accurate because you're shaking it for 10 seconds. Record the number of drops of soap needed to make a lava. So after a certain amount of time, after a certain amount of drops, you should form a lava. The greater number of drops needed to make it a stable lava is the harder the water. To separate out temporary and permanent hard waters, you can boil then all the samples of water and see whether any of them then form a lava quicker the second time round. And finally, how do we soften water? Okay, depends on what type of water you've got. Obviously with temporary hardness, you can just boil it and it will then soften. You can remove then both temporary and permanent, but this is often used for permanent hard water with 2 different ways. You can add sodium carbonate, which is washing soda, or pass the water through an ion exchange column. So washing soda is inexpensive. You can buy it in Home Bargains, B&M, like 99p, and it leads to the formation of limescale, okay, which can block narrow pipes. Sodium carbonate is soluble in water and adds a large amount of carbonate ions to the water. These react with the dissolved calcium ions, forming a precipitate of calcium carbonate. So what you essentially have is NaCO3. That splits up into Na plus CO3, 2 minus, and then your calcium ions floating around in the hard water then bind to that calcium carbonate, and then they get taken out. Ion exchange then is a little bit more complicated. Hard water passes through the column continuously, where the calcium and magnesium ions are removed. Quicker but more expensive than washing soda. So the same kind of thing. You've got an ion exchange column. There's loads of Na plus molecules attached to it. What happens then as the water passes through? The calcium ions come out and the sodium ions go in. Okay, so the sodium ions come off the resin, go into the water, whereas the calcium ions come out of the water and stick to the resin. Sometimes it'll need recharging because eventually your column will just be full of calcium ions, which is no use to you, so you have to remove it and add sodium ions again. So let's have a go at these questions. Pause the video, have a go, and then you can check your answers. So what causes temporary hardness? Normally calcium hydrocarbonate, normally. Okay, well, the advantages of hardness: the taste is good for your teeth, good for your heart, because the calcium is really good for them. Well, disadvantages: limescale builds up. It can be a cost, plumbers, your pipes get furry. How do we work out which water is hard or soft? So add soap, whichever forms the lava. So soft water will form a lava. How do we remove hardness? If it's temporary, you can just boil it. If it's permanent, then you can either use the ion exchange or washing soda. Okay, ion exchange is quicker, but it's more expensive. Ion exchange is a resin column full of sodium ions. Pass the calcium, pass the hard water through. The calcium ions will come off and stick to the resin. The sodium ions will stay, go into the water on the column, and then eventually you'll have to recharge it because you'll just have your resin full of calcium ions, which is what you're trying to remove. Like always, if you got them all right, move on to the next topic. If you didn't, go back and watch the video again, and then have another go at the questions.